All right, Boxer and Gersten guest line. Here it is. America's number one 49er fan. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Hunter Pence. Do you have your voice back yet?
I mean, they say it sounds good, but it doesn't feel right to me.
Yeah, that's okay, man. It's for a good cause. You know what I mean? Like, listen, we've gotten to know you over the years. We know that the energy is never far for you to find. We get it. But I like, you've adopted the city at such a level. Where does the 49er fandom at that level come from, though, Hunter?
Man, it's literally, it's easy. It's like I live here now. I've been here. I've been breathing it. But I also know the people. I know, George Kittle. I know what he's going through mentally, the work they're putting in. I've been following the team, listening to the story. I've been watching them for years. I was at the game when we lost to the Rams, following the Super Bowl that we lost, the heartbreak of Purdy getting beat. And I'm in it. And I care about these guys, and I've witnessed this team be great and be, kind of robbed of that and heartbreaking year after year. And I kind of had enough, and I know, I believe in these guys, and I know it's their time, and I'm going to find a way to send energy. And you know what? If you know me, I don't care what you want to call it woo-woo. I believe in energy. I believe in momentum. And I know I've been on the field and felt it when fans go crazy and back you up. And I wasn't about to let the doubt of that first half stop me from going crazy. And I wanted to get some of the fans riled up. Just give me one thing to go crazy about. And the Niners started off with that. And I just knew that they would feel us getting wild. And I knew that the Lions would feel it too. And you saw the pressure start to tighten. You saw the fans going crazy. And it was really fun to watch. I'm just going to ramble here because I'm in the zone. And
ramble on. Do it.
It was like one of the coolest experiences ever. So, we're watching the first half, and we're shifting around in our seats. We're trying to find the energy. We're trying to find the spot. And we just keep, the Lions did what they did in that first half. And everyone's like, man, Jared Goff is so good. And the Lions are just running so we can't stop the run game. We can't do. I was like, enough. I'm going to the bathroom at the half, and I'm looking through my phone, and I see Eminem is flicking us off. And I was like, hell no. We're in the freaking Bay. You ain't flicking us off and running us over and us believing how good the Lions are. I know they're good, but we are ready for this. And I just started chanting in the freaking seats. I just started chanting, touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. I don't think we got a touchdown, but we scored. Well, they got the ball. I just started saying it out loud. I didn't care. Turnover, turnover, turnover. And we stopped them in 4. And then boom, I just kept saying it every time we had the ball, just touchdown, touchdown. And, it was so fun to watch. And then as soon as one thing happened, I just wanted to yell at every single fan and start high-fiving and start waking them up. And we just started having just the best time, and you could just feel the energy shift in the stadium. Everyone felt our little pocket, and then everyone else started going crazy, and the players started going crazy. And it was a chain reaction. And I think if you saw George Kittle's comment on momentum, and he asked us for it before the game, and when the fans brought it, this Bay Area stayed lit through some tough times. They just gave us one little thing, and we went with it.
Were you getting some 3Com vibes, some AT&T, some Oracle Park vibes when it started to turn that in that second half back to 2012 and 2014, where those crowds would lift you guys to those wins?
100%. You got like the pandemonium vibes of the Ishikawa homer. It was really witnessing greatness and witnessing something that has never been done before. And this team has already made history on many levels, and they did it once again. No team had ever come back in a championship series, NFC Championship game from down 17 at the half. And you knew they were capable. We know the talent that this team has. And you felt the team's greatness. They've been through it, but you also felt the fandom that has that belief, that has that faith, that will go crazy at the spark of a dime. And I'll even say this, something that was really cool when Journey was doing the halftime show, and it was, I know this is weird, but I just remember, like, I was feeling the pinch of how bad it was looking, right? It kind of cripples you a little bit when you're just getting run over and you're watching these guys that you love so much taking it. And you know that they have it in them. And the cheerleaders, and I know that this is their job, but I thought it was awesome. They were literally going ham to Journey, and they were just having the best time. And it was like, all right, like, there's some movement here. We're not – because I watch sports. I love sport. I get inspired by it. And you watch teams, when they hit some adversity like that, stiffen up. You watch fan bases, like, the air gets sucked out of the stadium, And like I felt that as a Giant on the road against Kansas City, where this loud, obnoxious crowd went completely silent when Bumgarner came out of the mound in Game 7. You could hear a pin drop, and like when that stiffness happens, it leaks into everything. So like the players created that movement, they created that spark. I don't know what they did at the half, but I do credit. It takes all of us, and it takes, my goal is just to send the energy. I don't know if anyone believes in it or not. It matters to me, and that was something I asked in 2014 for the fans to do whatever it is that makes you feel like you're sending the energy to the greater cause. And a lot of people have told me stories of what they did. They said they were driving around when we started on a rally and they wouldn't go back into the house. I've heard these stories. I heard one fan I was talking to the other day, he locked his wife out when the Warriors were in the finals because they got the lead with 2 minutes left. And she had just gone outside, and he was like, "You got to stay out there for 2 minutes." She agreed to it. She was like, "All right, I guess I'll do it." And 2 minutes in basketball is like 15 minutes. So right. That's the kind of fans we have in the Bay Area. Bay Area Unite. And I know, E40 is number one. This is the dude. And I mean, being around his presence, what he means to the sports here, having him in our celebrations, watching him show up and show out, obviously getting turned to a lot of his songs, Tell Me When to Go, it just hits different. And so it was a special moment to be a part of all that and to really, learn the culture here and live it, breathe it.
He is the biggest 49er fan who's ever lived. Hunter Pence is joining us here on Willard and Dibs. Hunter, you said you believe in changing the energy. We were taking calls all day yesterday, having fun with people going, what'd you do? What'd you do to change the energy? I shared the story of I went and picked my daughter up, brought her to the party, everything changed. I gave her credit throughout the second half. What did you do? What did you specifically do to change your energy at halftime?
I literally told you, I stood up and just started chanting like a crazy person. Touchdown Niners, touchdown Niners. Just like I wouldn't stop saying it. And then if we didn't make the play or whatever or move the ball, so what? Touchdown Niners, touchdown Niners, touchdown Niners. The whole second half, that's all I did. And, like, everyone in the booth was telling me, don't move, don't move. Everyone was staying where they were. We were definitely dialed in. I went to see my barista the next day, getting my coffee. And he was like, man, I didn't get to see the game until the second half. And once I got there, I was like, dang, I'm glad I'm watching it. And I was like, you brought it. Like, so there were so many people everywhere just doing what they could. We are back in this team, and they are showing up and showing out. But I'm glad to hear that y'all did a little something too. It's not just us; it's the radio. Y'all are bringing it for us.
Yeah, it's everybody, Hunter. We got a ton of calls yesterday and texts, and everybody did something to try to change that energy. And so now we got 12 days to figure out how to get the energy right heading into Super Bowl Sunday. What's your plan? I have a feeling that you're going to be heading down there and trying to bring that Hunter Pence vibe down to Vegas.
I don't have a plan yet for that, but we'll see what happens. I got a pretty busy schedule so far, but I mean, obviously it's the Super Bowl, it's the Niners. I'm going to be watching it and sending the vibe. But I definitely was envisioning that red and gold confetti, because we knew that the confetti was coming if the Niners when they told me this, and it wasn't coming if the Lions won. And so I was just sitting there trying to visualize it for them, trying to see that confetti coming down. I'll be there in heart. We'll see if I can get there. I've never been to a Super Bowl. So if there was one to go to, this would definitely be it.
Right.
Especially after that performance and being a part of witnessing that. And, man, like E40 said when they said, how do you feel about the Niners' chances against the Chiefs? He goes, we are going to demolish them. That's all you think about. We don't even listen to the question of anything. We don't know who they are. Come and see the Niners. The Niners are coming. We are the best. And I will not think or say anything other than how great this team is. Nothing else enters our minds, Bay Area. We are going to demolish them. Thank you, E40.
Hunter Pence is with us. And, Hunter, I want to ask you about the characteristics needed by this team in this game. But let me start with this. Have you gotten close to some of the guys? Are you tight with George, or who are you close with?
Yeah, I would say George is the one I'm the tightest with. I've met in passing a couple of the others, Fred Warner and Juice and McCaffrey. But, I have George's number. I send him congratulations in the big moments. And, man, I just the whole team, and you can see it. It's authentic. You can't fake that these guys care, that they're bought in, that they're playing for a higher purpose. And, it's special. And they've been doing it for a long time at a very, very high level. And I feel like we've had enough. It's their time. It's their time to create history once again, the greatest history that never gets erased.
Well, we always say in a cliched way, maybe, like, that team has the heart of a champion. And you've won championships. These guys you're talking about, as accomplished as they are, they have not. So if you're sharing with them or even just hoping for them, a specific characteristic that they're going to need in this game, what is it?
That's a great question. And if I'm going to say a specific characteristic, is that there is no other option. There is no wavering. It is like, to become a champion, you have to come from not being a champion first. You can't just be a champion before you've ever done it. So no one is ever a champion out of you come from out of nowhere, and it is your time. And you have to literally there's no taking no for an answer. It doesn't matter what the score is. It doesn't matter. Like, literally fall in love with the same thing you've been doing, and you've seen them coming back and finding ways to win games no matter what. But literally uncompromisable, locked in, and playing with that same flow that they did. They find a way to make the clutch play. They're doing, like, absolutely insane things. Like, if you witnessing that IU catch, it's happening for them because there is a determination. There's a collective will that is, there is no other way. There is no opponent. It doesn't matter who's out there. Fall in love with playing the game. Don't even worry about winning the game. Fall in love with playing the game and going out and earning your greatness that you already are. There is no compromise to that unwavering certainty of you being the Niners, who are the best team already right now. Go and be it. Go be who you are.
Hunter, I tell you what, I find this to be so interesting because, what we're literally talking about here is you've almost become one of the individual logos of this city, a spokesperson for the city in many ways, even though you're not from here. So that means to me that this city is extra special to you. Therefore, I got to know what you think about and what you say to people who get involved in this conversation about MLB free agency and how the city itself is becoming a detractor to people joining the Giants. What are your thoughts on that? What do you want to tell prospective free agents?
I mean, come and win in this city and get a part of this culture and the subcultures, the history, the support, the passion, the creativity. The greatest minds live here. There's been so much creativity and world-changing, world-breaking people, thinkers, doers. There's some of the greatest food, some of the greatest, there's wine country, there's Napa, there's Hillsburg, there's Sonoma, there's movie creators, the biggest business, the tech world. There is movements that come from this city. There is championships. Look at the Warriors. Look at the Niners. Look at the Giants. These are championship cities. And if you want to move the world, it starts here. This is a spectacular land, a spectacular people. It is the most beautiful, breathtaking countryside in all of the world. So there is no doubt. They need to hear that, feel that, and they will know that. We just got to continue to be ourselves. I think we have great people in charge that are going to take the helm, and they're not going to, excellence is what's expected here. So I know that we're going to get there. Are we always there? Did I win the championship every year I was with the Giants? No. We constantly are striving and reaching for that, and that does exist and belong here. And I'm reaping the benefits of that work and of that passion, of that drive in this great city. I'm treated absolutely incredibly in some of the most wonderful, amazing places that are honestly planet Earth and the world has to offer. So there's no doubt. I'll go pitch to these players and let them know.
Nice.
Just let me know, and I'm out there.
Well,
The area, it's awesome.
We need it, and part of it is that you're giving back too. Can you share with everybody about the Healthy Planet Project and the work that you're doing there?
Yeah, it's just it's a passion project. It's created from the ground up, and really, the goal is to just get out and do my part to clean up the city, taking out trash, planting trees, planting. I got to think of the right words here, but like the locally grown, the things that are meant to heal the biocultures around here. I'm not once again a scientist in this regard, so we hired the ones that know the right things to do, and just try to give back to the environment and create a space that's healthy and wonderful. And really, I think one of the best mottos that I ever read was from Legacy, which is about the New Zealand All Blacks rugby team, the most successful professional franchise of all time. And one of their mantras was, or one of their principles was, plant trees that you'll never see grow. And it's not necessarily physically, even though we're physically looking to do that, is do good for its own sake. And this is where I live. This is my home now. And I want to do as much as I can to make it better for myself and everyone else around here.
Hunter, you're an absolute gem. I only have one other question, which is this video that's popping around on the internet of you going absolutely bananas in this suite. Did you know any of those people, or were you just hugging strangers everywhere?
I don't know if I feel right about saying this, but I'm going to tell the truth. We got kicked out of our seats in the one spot, but it was a weird situation where I guess Fox had Journey, and we were in the booth, and they gave you a seat number, but then they said just sit wherever, and so all the seats were kind of empty, and we were sitting in I guess where the guy who's saying the national anthem seat. So obviously I get it, like they have the cameras on Journey and they have to have their seat, but I was not about to kick someone out of their seat. So the booth next to us saw that happen. He was like, "Hey, come over to our booth." And, I have a saying in life, if it works out, great, if not, even better, because things are always working out for my greatest good. I jumped over to the other booth, and I had a wonderful time, and the Niners were like, "We'll get you your seat." And I was like, I'm not kicking anyone out of their seat. I want them to enjoy the game. I care about that. I can watch it from, the TV or whatever. So we go over to that booth. They give us the seat. We meet this great guy, this great gentleman, and we have the time of our lives, and everyone went bananas and berserk. And so I made a new friend, and I've been invited back to come back next year.
Nice.
So I'm excited for that as well.
Perfect.
I think we need you in Vegas.
Yeah,
I think you should be there, Hunter.
I mean, I guess I got to try to figure out a way to get there.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
I think the energy in the building would be a good thing. That's just my opinion.
Listen, I will lose my mind yet again. I will give everything I have. Take my energy, Niners. You deserve it.
Hunter, thanks, man. Great to hear you.
All right, y'all. Take care. Thanks for having me.
There he goes. That is Hunter flippin' Pence.
Wow.
And if he and George Kittle ever are in a room together, the wallpaper's going to come off.